Good morning. Truth Disclosure 369 in the house once again. It's been a minute. I hope everyone is well who may come across this video. Um, yeah, like I said, it's been a minute. Just been giving it breaks here and there. Like I explained on my last video, it's not with me, it's not um something that I just do. I do it when I feel it in the spirit and get on here and do what I do. Because a lot of times I get kind of frustrated, like, what the use? People ain't listening. People ain't trying to pay attention or become aware of a lot of things. They can get frustrated with it. But long as the person is doing what they need to do to help kind of counter punch the mess that's going on around us, it's all good. But I hope everyone is doing well. Um, blessed despite all of the madness, the collapse all around us, even to the naysayers and the deniers. It's around, it's there. But it's been a minute since I've been on here. I decided to get back on here today and just have a little chat, put a little stuff up here. Because the whole spectrum of war and World War III and all this shit, is something that people have been chiming on. The media has been chiming on. And the reality of it is probably, I look at it too, like other people who gave their synopsis on shit. I look at it like World War III already been started. You got all these countries, including the U.S., involved in clandestine operations and shit against their own citizens, against other factions of the world that supposedly that play along with the us versus them mentality and shit. And it's like it's already going on. Just like the recession shit. It's embarrassing to know that you have so-called intelligent folks out here who go to school and do this and do that, will be quick. And this is my opinion, and I kind of me personally, I've seen it with my own eyes, experienced it, the actions and reactions of people around me, and even in workplaces with family members and all this shit or whatever. But you got all these so-called people who went to school and got all these, including myself or whatever, uh, who go and they get educated, they get these degrees, they get all this stuff. They want to, people, including myself, we want to be lauded with all this egoic trick, a jury to make us shine and make us feel so important and all that shit, or to make us feel like a leader, or that people should gaze at our guidance and accept it. And the sad part about it is, it's the same part that's sitting up here allowing a lot of this crap to be done right in front of so many people's faces, like I've been saying, and so many others have been saying for the longest about this crap that's going on, not only here in this country, but everywhere else. Crazy thing about everywhere else, at least they are doing shit in their countries, trying to call out shit and doing it in a means that's kind of pushed, causing problems with the oppressor who is trying to force certain shit on them. There's at least they're banding together. For some reason, magical reason, the media over here don't want us to know that shit, even though people know about it. Just like people know about the reality of Ukraine, but for some reason, when you cut this news on, everything is always, yeah, we doing this, yeah, it's all good. Ukraine is kicking butt, Russia running, and this and that. And it's totally false, totally fucking false, totally fucking false. War is bullshit all around the board. But that saying that, when war comes into being, it normally came into being over lies. It was started by a lie. Fucked up. So I just wanted to get on here today. Got Midnight, the battle cat in the background on his perch once again. Though it's been a minute. And I greet each and every person that may come on this video, as I do always, in the universal greeting words of peace. You know, before I get in, I want to get to this. Just go to this screen first, and because this is what started this whole chain reaction of the collapse beginning in 2019 on up. When you say 2019, you're talking about in other countries that started it, and then 2020 began to envelop many of the other countries through this medical emergency. So Daily Beast, which is and mind you, when I put up anything, I put up shit that mainstream media focused journalistic institutions. And like I said, you had to use discernment. Many of them are full of shit, just like the news on the TV. Now, all of it is meant to just keep people to mold and manipulate people's perceptions. But this is from the Daily Beast from a couple of days ago. The nightmare COVID variant that beats our immunity is finally here. So, and we are. We going into the election cycle of 2022. Many governors are up. Many secretary of states and different local city council representative type positions that are out here, people running. And with me, I don't give a damn what a person say. There's nobody out here that's qualified to do anything from my perspective and from all these fucking folks. And I've been saying it, are liars. They're hypocrites. They're not working for American people. They're not working for nobody but those who are putting money in their, but those donors and lobbyists that are putting money in their fucking pockets to push programs, to push agendas that will benefit the lobbyists, those that are putting money in their pockets. It don't. And I look at it like, man, no matter how many folks get out here and wave their hands and signs talking about get out and vote and all this shit, these folks still do not do what they're supposed to be doing as far as addressing the needs of people. Coming from the Black community, everybody want to get a Black person in there or a person in there that address the needs of the Black community. It's not happening. People in other communities want motherfuckers to get in there to address certain stuff, major issues that's affecting the communities. Not happening because it always get tossed out once a motherfucker take that oath and go into those positions. Everything that a motherfucker stood on, everything that a person spoke on that was going to be some type of push to remedy some grievance, it becomes null and void. And then all of a sudden you see other shit start implementing, and then you notice the situations are being made worse. So how in the fuck can people continue to sit here and allow themselves to be spoon-fed this indoctrinated garbage that has proven over and over again that until this whole institution is cleansed from the top down, and after you tear down an institution, you got to rebuild it, and it's rebuilt on the proper principles, everybody would still continue to go through this shit. People would still continue to be feeling the lies that are coming from those that supposedly are leadership, and the dysfunction that's happening, the distrust amongst people, not only that, but just the stuff that's off. It doesn't make sense. And this is both sides of the parties. When you talk about me, I don't give a fuck about either side of the party. All the motherfuckers ain't shit on either side of the aisle. I guarantee, and I've always said this, and I continue to say, I guarantee a person check every last one of these elected officials, supposedly elected officials is supposed to stand for the people here. I guarantee you go into all their fucking stock, which the stock market has been taking a lot of hits. I know people been losing money because I know I done lost some. So I know motherfuckers can't sit up there and act like, oh, I ain't affected by it. I just moved my shit over to another thing, another invested in something else, uh, which it probably worked, probably didn't. Everything I've seen is taking a hit, except some of the high profile stocks that are too high for you even to buy in the first place. What you probably got enough to get one share. But I guarantee if you check every last one of these motherfucking so-called elected officials, local, state, and fucking federal, you'll see majority of them invested in many of the same fucking companies or bullshit that a lot of the bills, a lot of their agendas, a lot of their push for certain circumstances and outcomes to happen is linked in from the war industry to the pharmaceutical industry, all that shit. Of course, they don't want to. They want to lie about Ukraine and all that shit, and because they making money off of the weapons that are being made and put out there. You know, that's being made off of taxpayer money. People that's getting robbed every time they go to work, and then they fill out that W-2. And you think half of that money is, you think most of that money going toward fixing up shit and paying the Secret Service and paying this group and paying that group. That's only a small fucking fraction compared to what these folks be robbing from everybody across the goddamn United States. And then using the majority of that money for the bullshit. So even and then when it comes to the pharmaceutical, I guarantee from the top down, every last one of those motherfuckers, man, got some type of stocks in fucking these pharmaceutical companies. The major ones that have been out here amongst this fucking pandemic. So here it is in Daily Beast, the nightmare COVID variant that beats our immunity is finally here. So now, it always comes down to this, man. I said this, that before we got into the month of October, as we started moving toward November and December toward the end of the year, people, especially when it was getting winter, and the drastic change in the temperature in certain regions, they were going to start this shit. Now even though you got this so-called president or whatever, even though they gave statements and motherfuckers been saying, oh yeah, the pandemic over and stuff, now we got this shit going. And the crazy thing about it, most of the people, if you got boots on the ground, most of the people here, I know I'm around, motherfuckers ain't even thinking about this shit no more because motherfuckers know it's some bullshit. Motherfuckers are lied, motherfuckers got tricked people into getting shots that supposedly don't work. Trick people, and then I gotta be careful because a motherfucker get taken down for medical misinformation or whatever. But how is it misinformation when that's just the facts is what's happening? People in the hospital sick and shit. People and motherfucker don't even want to get on to all these people passing away. Like why? What's the deal? What's in the water? Fuck man, but here we are toward another election cycle toward the end of the year in the winter, and now they're talking about more variant, another variant that's more evasive than the Omicron. It's a sub variant, and it beats the immunity. So I guess it beats the damn shots that obviously were beating the last shit, because if people were still catching it before, which they started off saying that, oh yeah, you won't catch it. Then they went to, well, they'll just keep you from dying. It's crazy. How do educated, so-called intellectual, so-called people sit here and allow these folks to lie over the last couple of years, like they've been doing on serious circumstances that have affected the whole planet, people's lives, and all that, all the above, and you sit here and you act like your best interest is at the mercy of what these fucking crooks say. Man, ain't no way you can respect people that fall into that category. I mean, you can respect them for living and having the right to live, but their whole aura around how they're just allowing themselves to be pipered into a ditch is ridiculous. And it's sad. I feel sad every time I think about this shit, but let's go to this article where it says a new subvariant of the novel coronavirus called XBB. You know, here they go with different shit. Dramatically announced itself earlier this week in Singapore. So once again, we start off in Asia. New COVID-19 cases more than doubled in a day from 4,700 to 11,700. So this is supposedly, and I'm not going to read the whole article. This is on Beast, the Daily Beast. So that's the bad news. The good news is that the new bivalent vaccine boosters from Pfizer and Moderna seem to work just fine. So now you got the boosters, you know, and here go these names: Pfizer, Moderna. You know, these folks gotta get this money. They gotta get it. People don't understand that. They gotta get that money, man. This has been one big ass fucking grift off of unsuspecting, trusting, naive, fearful people because of the circumstances that, you know, people are experiencing. I know with the loss of people in my family and shit, including my parents and all that stuff, you know, I know people around me, you know, passed away and all that shit. I fucking know. Just seeing the whole experience play out, and then you see the pain and all that shit that is causing the insecurity, the untrustworthiness that people now began to have, and it's focused toward these so-called officials or whatever that's constantly putting this shit out. You know, but here we are, we going toward the winter, and they're cranking this stuff up. Now Fauci's ass done been back up in the news about shit that he done said and wasn't consistent and all that. But my thing is, like, motherfucker been saying this shit since 2020 that something was off about everything these folks was doing. Now a lot of people are backtracking, which is good. At least motherfuckers see it. But as long as these media companies are being funded and pushed by these negative agendas, and people are believing everything these whack ass fake media companies are pushing out here, by other people, by other human beings are sitting in front of these cameras with these mics in their hands and shit, and just doing their job. Hey, I got to do my job. This is this, then, you know, anything that, long as they're doing it, you know, and they feel like they're not doing anything that's hurting anybody. They feel like they're helping everybody. You know, it's going to keep going. And like I told somebody, the reason why you see, you know, when somebody has ruffled some feathers, because these are the people with organizations, news or whatever, that say something, and then next thing you know, the whole it seems like the whole authority in that group or whatever starts. Oh, we got to get them out of here. You need to you either resign or you getting fired. You can't have you spreading this information, even though, you know, it's the truth. Even though it's the truth. Now Fauci been talking about on his shit with that fucking you know, why was certain things being done, and doing the lockdowns and with children and all that, and every answer is completely different than it was, you know, when motherfuckers damn near trying to put a gun to people's head, stay in and all this other shit. It's crazy, man. But these these times have proven that that has been hid. What has been hidden in the darkness, which is lies, which is distortion of truth, which is the ongoings of activities that people unaware of and all that shit. This is time, man. It's time. It's time for this shit to be exposed by light. And so people are seeing it now. And so now with the COVID now, slowly, people are starting to creep back in with this in the news, talking about there's a few more upticks here, as far as a couple of cases here. Everybody get out there and get your shots and get your boosters for the winter. Plus get your flu shots. And it's like, still, how could you even go around there? You see, the dangers is evident. People are, I'm not going to say what they're dropping of or how people are passing away, but I personally can sit here and say I've never seen this many people. I don't give a damn what somebody else says or oh man, people die every day and all this other crap. Yeah, you're right. But I ain't never seen this many people passing away on at this scale of every day. I'm talking about every fucking week, every day, every fucking day. More, but it seemed like, and then it's like it's not just like people who you would think probably, okay, it was probably their time or whatever. No, it's people that's like, what they're doing, passing away, or what, they younger, they're more free of diseases and all this other stuff, but yet they're dying. They're passing away from what? What are they doing? What the fuck is killing them in their sleep? Why are they not waking up? Why are they having heart attacks? Why are they stroking? Why are they doing all this stuff when they ain't never done it before? Or maybe they was on drugs. Maybe they was drinking. That could be a possibility, but it still don't stop the fact. Me, it don't. Opinion, my opinion. I ain't never in my 46 years in a 2-year period seen this many people dead, dying, passing away. Never. I mean, the numbers probably staggering if you add up from, and I ain't just talking about in this country. I'm talking about all overseas. And you got so much shit happening. You got wars and all that stuff that adds to it stuff. But goddamn. But anyway, now I'm gonna get to this shit with Bill Gates and all this, because these folks, for some reason, this people have to understand that why is this government constantly always listening to the people that don't have people always want to make sure everything's politically correct. Well, we got to do stuff. This is how we do it here. Okay, if that's the case, why the fuck? And I'm pretty sure not only America's caught up in that shit, but from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing overseas in Europe, a lot of people are disgusted with the acts that the European Union and all that shit is doing over there. They just sold out those people over there. A lot of them are bucking about the shit that's going on with non-elected people that's not even elected. Some of them not even doctors, like this clown. But yet everybody seemed to accept his guidance on shit. Like, what the fuck, man? The only thing Bill Gates is good for, what is just popping up every time there's an incident. Like, who the fuck asked for your opinion and what the fuck you got to offer? And people think just because he got that fucking Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, like that shit is supposed to be up, like that's some proper place. Man, that shit got so many complaints against people in other countries don't want that shit over there because they know that shit is detrimental to them. This man here has been on crusade throughout the years, but vaccinating people, but yeah, he's a fucking supposed IT expert who come out with Microsoft and all this shit with help. And even in that shit, he couldn't do it right. It was bullshit. He crossed somebody else out. So why do this government, why do American elected officials that people be around here fighting over, we got to vote for this person, we got to get him in. And then you get these folks in, and then these folks listen to people like him. What the fuck sense that make? Or not only did they listen to him, they listen to people like like Fauci, or they listen to WHO, you know, the World Health Organization. People like that. What? Who gave y'all the? Who the fuck? They don't live here. They don't know what the fuck going on here. They don't know how people here handle certain shit. The you know, the different buttons that could be pushed that cause the. They don't know how to operate those. So why are you listening to them? We understand what's happening globally, but we elected y'all to do what y'all need to do as far as what would be better for us and eventually the whole planet. But we know overseas they're doing the same shit. They're listening to all these different unelected people. Overseas, though, they're tired of it. So let's see what we go. Bill Gates really rarely gives up a fight. The billionaire philanthropist sounded frustrated last summer at what he calls setbacks. Mind you, this man has bought up so much agricultural land that the you know he's producing mass producing like fake meat and all this shit, encouraging people to eat this shit. Motherfucker is doing shit with DARPA and dealing with like mosquitoes, nanotech type mosquitoes and all this shit. Motherfuckers involved in shit to deal with trying to all this stuff here. You can go in and find it. If you can't find it on Google, go through the browser Brave. He's been part of the whole thing to cover up the sun or use chemicals, which y'all, they've been doing that shit. All that shit they flying around here, leaving these trails and all that shit, been doing it, but in an act to kind of dim the sun and all the chemicals that are in that spray and all that shit they put out here. Motherfucker don't know what that shit is. Motherfucker don't know what effect that has. Only thing a motherfucker knows, oh, that's real. That's just a motherfucking plane flying by. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Why do you think so? Because they told you that. They said don't worry about it, but yet they sit up here lying in your face every day. Several huge global setbacks. So I wonder what those setbacks were. Let's go down. Oh, polio. He wants to fight polio. 1.2 billion to fight polio. The same man here who's been supposedly fighting all these goddamn shits for the last how many years? Same man who's been involved with Epstein. Supposedly this helped end his marriage. But yet our elected officials, supposedly our elected officials, Democrat, Republican alike, ain't no fucking, oh no, that's just the Democrats. Oh no, that's just the, but no, it's all these sorry motherfuckers. And I'm so sick of that shit. That back and everybody want to try and ring the, Biden fucking this country up and everything. You dumbass Democrats and all that shit. Let me tell you something. I hate when I hear that shit because when these and I'm gonna be real, when these stupid ass Republicans were falling for that dumbass shit Trump said and all that shit he was doing. Not saying that Trump was speaking on some shit that was true, but it seemed like more people are speaking on some truth, even though their character and all that shit don't align with it. It's like motherfuckers are eating themselves, exposing one another, even with this Kanye West shit. Like, I don't really agree with Kanye West. I ain't never really cared too much. And a matter of fact, back in the day when he did make that statement about Hurricane Katrina when in New Orleans and when Bush and all them was in office, and he made that statement. A lot of people do remember this. When he made that statement that Bush don't care about black folks. That's why all the folks was in the. And I'm not trying to make this a racial issue. I'm just saying, given a context of where his mind was at that time, when all those folks was in the Superdome and he made that statement. And of course, he got a little backlash. Then he, of course, in our neighborhoods and stuff, everybody like, yeah, he's speaking the truth. But he got backlash from other sides of the spectrum. But he turned around and he apologized to Bush. After that, I lost respect for him. He literally apologized to a man whose corruption spread it throughout his presidency, no different than any other of these bombs that people act like they was working for them. But I lost respect for him. I even stopped listening to some of music. I mean, some of his shit's all right. I'd rather, I ain't gonna say that I listen to all of it. He's still a good creative person. Doesn't take that away. But I'm just saying, I'm not a Kanye West type of person. But I recognize truth out of whatever mouth it come out of. Now the shit he been speaking on been true shit. Maybe he had a change of heart. Maybe it's controlled opposition. Who's to say? But the man been speaking on some shit. Now he done ruffled feathers. Now everybody want to come after him. But I don't know, man. We in a what you call hive mind definition of a hive mind. I'm gonna get to that. But we in a hive mind state. And let's look at the definition. The collective mental activity expressed in the complex, coordinated behavior of a colony of social insects, such as bees or ants, regarded as comparable to a single mind controlling the behavior of an individual organism. Now, that's according to in the animal world, like insects. Now, let's go down here. Definition 2. The collective thoughts, ideas, and opinions of a group of people, such as internet users, regarding as functioning together as a single mind. Each one holds similarities in the aspect of what's been going on, man. Everybody wants people to be caught up in some form of hive mind activity, meaning don't think for yourself, think according to the masses around you. So in order to do that, first of all, the masses got to be got to have a perception on something, whether it's be the pandemic and anti and vax shit, and those who want the vax and all that, that's a perception. People that don't want the vax, the perception was they are anti-vaxxers. They are responsible for putting people in harm's way because they don't want it. And so you have a hive mind that accept that shit. And then the crazy thing about it, they accept it even though the same people that's pushing the information that they're getting are lying to them. And they're seeing the lies manifest. It's sad. So the hive mind is what we are in. And it's crazy, man. It needs to stop. It needs to fucking stop. Now I wanted to go in on what's going on in Ukraine. So this just popped up on AP News. Putin declares martial law in annexed regions of Ukraine. So the thing about it is, people don't understand or know what's really going on because they don't really research. There are some people out here who've been doing what they can to try and get people the truth about the Ukraine shit. And I'm just gonna spend a little minute on this. I'm not gonna stay on this one that long. But let's see what it says. Putin declares martial law in annexed regions of Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared martial law Wednesday in the 4 regions of Ukraine that Moscow annexed and gave additional emergency powers to the head of all regions of Russia. Meaning, and as we get down to the bottom, you're going to see that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go down here. The upper house of Russian Parliament was set to quickly seal Putin's decision to impose martial law in the annexed Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk, and Zaporizhzhia regions. Draft legislation indicates it may involve restrictions on travel, public gatherings, tight censorship, and broader authority for law enforcement agencies. Now, the thing about it is, the shit that this country keep lying about, and also Western back countries that are lying to their people, their citizens, is these annexed places that they annexed are considered Russia now. And that's what the whole thing was. I mean, I didn't really know a lot. That's why I had to go in and look for myself about the history of Ukraine and that war that started there and all the little shit that been going on since 2013, 2014, and all the way up to now. And to be honest, it's like, how can you not see all this bullshit coming about? And NATO and United States trying to do shit that's just, oh, we just want Russia to be on we just after Russia regardless. We don't care what happens, who get hurt or whatever. We just trying to. This is us against Russia, and Russia on the other side is saying, look, we trying to do this stuff right, but man, y'all keep on trying to act like we ain't supposed to say nothing about what's going on with us. So mind you, you got a pipeline that has been blown up, terror attack, supposedly terroristic. Everybody kind of know who did it, including other countries, which put this country in the spotlight some more. Then you got that bridge that just got blown up. So now these regions that Russia has annexed have said that, look, these are now not Ukrainian parts. These are Russian areas. So if you attack these areas, you're attacking Russia. The silly amongst us in this country still think that Russia Russia's a big ass fucking area. A lot of people in Russia. May not be as many as in China and all this other shit, but it's compared to Ukraine, get the fuck out of here. These whole little skirmishes that was happening in the past before all this shit, these folks ain't even utilized a large percentage of their military mobilization, man, for doing shit. Now, since they're annexing shit under Russia, now they come in with the full Russian might of their military and whatever has to come with that against defending their own. Why these folks don't want to recognize that shit and understand that right there could be a lead to a nuclear confrontation, which it seems like they don't give a fuck about, which is the reason why just a couple of days ago, when AOC, part of the dumbass squad unit in the Democratic Party that everybody thought progressive and whatever all these motherfuckers are supposed to be about, progressive ways and doing things. But yet they're constantly pushing for war that don't make sense, pushing for shit that you see it happening, playing out in real time. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all taking our taxpayer money, y'all sending it over here, sending weapons and sending shit over here, putting troops over here, putting mercenaries over there, putting contractors over there. Y'all doing all this shit with people's money from over here, and it's leading toward nuclear war. Even when the opposition is telling you that, look, we got these regions under our control. This is Russia now. If you keep on fucking around, if anything happens for as terrorist attacks or false flag operations, anything, we coming at you. And yet they still doing this shit, like they egging it on, like they pushing for war. That's what these folks is doing. They pushing for war, and dumbass motherfucking people here who hide behind patriotism. But patriotism doesn't work when you don't have intelligence and intellect behind that, and the use of discernment. All these idiots over here, oh yeah, man, take it to Putin. We gotta take. And knowing goddamn well this military ain't even nowhere near its capability as it was years ago. Sad. But now this man has declared martial law in some of those regions of Ukraine, and this is AP, so you never know. That could be true, that could be false. But one thing is fact about it. They took over those annexed parts of Ukraine, and they are now a part of Russia. So we got a lot of madness going on even with that still. Now this whole energy shit, it gets kind of tiresome hearing that shit, because it's like, what the fuck are you folks so scared of? Why the fuck are y'all so scared to say? Why the fuck are y'all politicians not doing what the fuck y'all supposed to be doing when we voted y'all in? And I mean, this is also in overseas, Great Britain. Uh, all the shit that's happened, Great Britain shit is falling apart. No different than what's happening over here. But everybody in their own little small world thinking shit is cool. But yet they go in these stores and see fucking shit raided, empty shelves, can't find, didn't want to act like, well, everything's going up. That's the silly thing about it. I seen a shit on the news about Halloween candy. Oh, the price of Halloween candy. This was on local Channel 7 news here. And you like, all the shit that's going on, you sit up here talking about the price of candy going up for Halloween. You know, to each their own. I don't really support that shit. To me, that Halloween has been, and I hate that, you know, I have to say that, but it's something that it's negative energy all around that whole holiday, but yet people support it. I supported it at one time. But here we are. They showing a goddamn, they got showing this shit about fucking Halloween candy, how expensive it is. So showing individuals sitting up talking about, yeah, it's kind of high. I don't know about having Halloween this year, this and that, and third. Like, yeah, it's that, you know, break it down. Like, when y'all gonna sit up here and understand that the reason why this shit going up like this over and over everywhere across the goddamn planet is because of these sorry motherfuckers in positions of power that people have allowed to be in these positions and allow them to walk, do push-ups off of every fucking body on this motherfucking rock while they appease their masters who are paying them, giving them trinkets and keeping their stay intact so that whatever agenda, whatever fucking bullshit policy they want to put out here that's going to entrap people, that's going to send people completely into poverty or into some globalistic nightmare that people, if people don't understand and wake up and see what the fuck is happening, that's where it's headed. But in the spiritual aspect, if you believe in truth in God and all that, then that's a different story. But you can't believe in God and then have fear of what these folks are talking about. That's just reality, man. That's kind of disservice to every holy man that walked this planet, including Yahshua and all those people that claim they follow Yahshua, Jesus. You know, and you got fear. You can't even step up and say anything about what the fuck going on for fear of being canceled, for fear of being called an anti-Semite or homophobe or whatever, just because, or anti-white or anti-black, just because if you black and you say, look, motherfucking black folks gotta wake up to some of the shit they're doing that's wrong. Or you're a sellout. You're just no different. If you say, well, white folks need to understand that the world don't revolve around them. There's other people here that share this planet with them. They are not fucking a benefit of, they only benefit off of that which was stolen. Oh, you're anti-white. That wasn't there. Well, you're a racist and all that shit. If you're Christian and you're in some, oh man, we can't deal with Christianity is a all this bullshit gotta stop. That's the only way this shit gonna be seen for what it is when people stop playing that blame game. And let me go on to this shit while I'm there, because this is going to happen as well, which is already happening. A lot of these bums are seeing that people are going to have blood in their eye once more shit come out. Some people already do, because these lying ass fuck faces, all these old ass imbecilic people that should have been out of Congress fucking years ago, that constantly been voted in by us. I have to put myself in there at one time. So everybody, you know, they're gonna try and blame other motherfuckers like they've been blaming Putin. Putin's price hike on every fucking thing when these motherfuckers were the one working against their own people. How the fuck is everything Russia's price hike when y'all motherfuckers, when this president supposedly, when this president cut off natural oil reserves that's here and rather sell it or send it somewhere else instead of providing it for their own people, but still want to be receptive to oil and stuff from overseas. And now that they done crossed America out, everybody want to talk shit. The Saudis done crossed America out. Now they want to talk shit. Like that, I mean, that's the game. I mean, America gotta, people that gotta understand America ain't no fucking saint. Stop acting like this motherfucking place, like motherfuckers been having everybody best interest and been doing shit that's up to par. There's so many lies and dead men's bones and skeletons in the closet in this country. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then, like you say, this country always want to step up and talk that shit about somebody else. Oh yeah, y'all can't be doing that, man. That's not democratic. That's not democracy. That's not the proper way. And now everybody's saying, shut the fuck up. Y'all ain't got no right to say shit to nobody. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all really ain't never had no right. Motherfucker been kind of quiet, not saying nothing. Been letting y'all get y'all little mouthpiece off because of y'all fucking ego. Y'all so arrogant and think y'all so bad and all tough and all this shit. But shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that. Y'all ain't got no right to tell nobody how to fucking what's right and what's wrong and what's moral. All the shit y'all done did to people over there in your own fucking country. And not only that, the shit y'all been pursuing and shit been behind doing in other countries. So shut the fuck up with that shit. That's where we at. And so you'll have the Democrats ready to blame 3 weeks out from a midterm election that is beginning to look more and more like a big victory for Republicans. Democrats are starting to play the blame game, which of course that's with both of them. If it was, hell, when the Republicans were in office with Trump, the blame game. Oh, they tried to stop her. They ridiculed Trump, and it came after Trump coming up with all these, which a lot what may have been true. But this shit here got to stop. Both these parties still, it don't take the fact away. Both these parties are fucking bullshit. And every last one of them motherfuckers fake. If they really gave a damn about American people, the ones who really gave a fuck, who really give a fuck, who really supposedly live by the Constitution as they claim, and by their oaths of office or whatever, if they really, then why the fuck are y'all silent on shit that y'all know is hurting people? Makes no sense. And so now they pushing this bullshit about the nukes and NATO and all this shit. So everybody thought the Republicans were warmongers and all that shit. No, Republicans, Democrats, both are like our warmongers, because even in the past wars, Democrats have that were mostly pushed by Republicans. Democrats have signed over to pursue these wars. A lot of them were built off of lies, bullshit, and so forth and so forth. And many of them, like I said, have investments in the military-industrial complex. So it's a win-win for those in Congress. It's a win-win when they tell you to sacrifice for to send money to Ukraine while they sitting up lying to your ass about what's really going on as we head toward supposed nuclear annihilation. Shut the fuck up, man. People gotta see it for what it is, man. People gotta see it for what it is. That was something else I wanted. So it looked like a lot of people are rushing to Florida to start, I guess, to buy some of them homes that have been tore up by that hurricane. Because I'm pretty sure Florida, now that was a couple of weeks ago, but Florida is still devastated. A lot of them countries, Cuba, Puerto Rico, a lot of them countries over there, devastated from the hurricane. So I guess a lot of them damaged homes, people are going to flock down there, which to me doesn't make any sense to go buy a home in an area that constantly getting flooded out. But I guess when you, I don't know, it's just something that doesn't really truly make sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to others, to each their own. And Godspeed to them, but it looks like they're running to Florida to buy some of them damaged, devastated homes. because now I guess the price of the homes are coming down due to this. Well, let's see what it says. It's pretty much business as usual. Area damage by storm experienced sharp price run up, which is kind of crazy. How would you have a price run up in a devastated area? You would think it'll be the opposite. That the I don't know, but being as in Florida, see why. So you know you have the big shifts in the housing market, retail, all that shit. All of this stuff has its links in what has transpired, not only over the past couple of years, but has been constantly happening previously, just leading up to the grand finales. It's hurtful to see so many people misled, struggling, suffering, and then it hurts to know that when people who are honestly genuine with what they sincerely how they live their life, and they may have good intentions all day long, man, but yet because of discernment and because of the lack of transparency from so-called leaders and all this shit, people end up investing their energy in things that they feel and think that is what's right. And in the long run, man, this shit has been fucking us over. And YouTube, all this shit, all this little bullshit that been going on, man, taking people down because they say shit. Because I don't want to have misinformation out there, but you got all this other. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, motherfucker, take my shit down. I'm still on Rumble, so it don't even matter with me. Take me down. I don't give a fuck. You still ain't shit for shutting people up that's speaking the truth. Long as a motherfucker talking about some dumb shit or a motherfucker on here eating 10 hot dogs, see how fast you can do it, or motherfucker sitting up eating and farting and wanting the audience, to each their own. Everybody can do that shit. And you can allow that shit, motherfucker sit up here talking about shit, just sadistic shit, and then that shit continue to have free play and free reign all day long, but yet motherfucker that step up and say some shit about reality, truth, about information, put information out or shit that's dealing with the facts of stuff that's happening. And then you take people down and you freeze them and you threaten them to ban them off of this shit. Fuck out of here. Like I said, man, what's in the dark continue to come to the light. How lovely that will be. So let's see what else is on. Judge report looked like it done went and had a cut back on a lot of his stories for the day. But a lot of this shit, man, people gotta look at the uptick, the other side of what these folks saying. I had to even explain shit because I didn't even know it myself, but I had to look deep into it. Even the shit about the marijuana stuff is bullshit. Everybody was talking and shit about, they just said they're gonna pardon people with marijuana charges and all that shit, and then come down to it that it ain't really they pardoning people. Really, nobody would get pardoned because the wording that they put it in was people with people who have been charged on a federal level. That's a very small percentage compared to those on state level charged with marijuana charges. So that shit don't even comply. So they just said some shit and everybody took it and ran with it, not paying attention to all the words being said. Coming from a motherfucker that you should be able to understand everything they said. It came from Biden's mouth. How a motherfucker can respect that person as being a leader of a world or country or whatever. And when you know damn well, if this person was in your family, I know it isn't my family, be in a home or somewhere where people monitoring, other family members, because he's not right. But yeah, this motherfucker is doing this shit, and he's supposedly the president. And I keep asking, if that's the case, who's running this motherfucker? Then if you know this motherfucker ain't up square with what he doing, it's ridiculous, man. It's fucking sad. Like who the hell running this shit then? If this old ass man is not running this shit, he's showing signs of deterioration for his mentality and all that. Who the fuck running this shit then? That's the question I want Democrats to answer. Who the fuck running it then if your president is not up to par? Who running it? Oh, well, probably his staff, but is the staff supposed to be running? I mean, throughout all administrations, you know, the presidents have their advisors, and most of the advisors really are the ones running. But it's all like who the advisors are, their backgrounds and all that shit. So who really running this shit? And where is it going toward? Because it's like, damn, what direction are you headed? Since you know it, do we even have a motherfucking leader? Because it seems like motherfucker, but everybody looking towards somebody else to lead their ass out when really motherfucker need to be trusting themselves. And then you build a coalition, and then you know you have the right type of people to come about, to come into being into positions that bring truth and bring integrity and honesty and all that stuff back to it. Me personally, I can't accept anybody who's sitting up lying about shit that's affecting everybody, including myself, others around me who I don't know, whatever position you are, culture, whatever, country, doesn't matter. If you sit up here doing shit that's fucking up other people all over the board, and you sitting up here doing this shit because you know you profiting off of this stuff, you know you getting some type of advancement out of it off the backs of people who are naive or people who just ignorant to a lot of the shit, forcefully ignorant because a lot of stuff being forcefully kept away from motherfuckers. So if you're on that shit, no wait. I stand against anybody who's on that shit. I don't give a fuck where you from, who you with, what titles, all this shit, what religion. I don't give a damn what it is, man. That shit don't make a person. What make a person in their own spiritual integrity. The God within, man. That you stand on that power, man. None of this shit that these folks talking about even fucking matters no more. I mean, that's to me, that's what Jesus was talking about. Jesus called out all that shit. Yet everybody's still running their mouth about, man, everybody need to get Jesus. This the last days and all this shit. Oh, this is the last day. Jesus told us that these days. Jesus also told y'all, woe to them scribes and Pharisees. He also said, don't be sitting up judging. Who are you to sit up here judging? Who are you to sit up here judging somebody when your motherfucking ass is a fucking sarcophagus of dead men's bones and vipers and all this shit? Who the fuck is you? You know goddamn way you can't be judging nobody. You sitting up here protecting and enabling motherfuckers who fucking up other people all over the planet. Get the fuck out of here. And that's what any person of wisdom or spirituality throughout the year, they represented the anti-establishment, period. There wasn't no fucking going back and forth and all that shit. They was against that shit. And in whatever fucking time they was in, they was against it. And let me shut the fuck up, because I get so carried away sometimes. But I don't want to leave on this note, because one thing about this, a lot of people don't understand, man, Anunnaki, what that means. And I just put this up here so people will go back and look at it. What exactly does Anunnaki mean? What is it? What role does Anunnaki play in history? First of all, for people who don't even have a clue, what is the Anunnaki? What is it? I just put this here so that people could get a glimpse of some of this stuff that is in our history. But yet we have very little understanding of it. But yet you have the artifacts everywhere. You have the scrolls, the scripts, the Numa list. You have the tablets of creation and all this other stuff. All this stuff is real shit. So who are these Anunnaki? They and I'm gonna leave that to people who come across this, to go into. And here you go, the Elohim and the Anunnaki. Who the Elohim? That's going into biblical stuff. Maybe a person can go in and they start looking this shit up. Because I'm telling you, everything ain't what it is, because from the beginning it's been some shady stuff going on. And these folks know it, and they want to keep certain stuff hid. But now it's falling apart. All these systems and everything are haven't been here. This shit ain't new. A lot of this shit been here. The whole concept of it has been here. The structures may have changed over time, but they've been here. So, I guess I'll put this out here. People, if you come over here and take a look, I guess it's my homework assignment to some people. Just take a look at Anunnaki. And like I said, look at Google Anunnaki and try to look into what the history of the Anunnaki and what their definitions are so-called of. Not only Google, but if you Google it, they'll give you certain definitions. They'll have that little stuff you can go in and you can find different stuff. But also use Brave browser, Brave or DuckDuckGo. And so you'll get a look at some of this stuff. And matter of fact, go over not only the Enuma Elish, some of the texts of the Enuma Elish, but the creation tablet, the tablets of creation and stuff. This is like ancient Sumerian, Babylonian, Akkadian stuff. All over there in that area in the Iraq, all the same area, all this drama and all this shit constantly keep happening. So I just put this on people's mind that they look into this shit. And the reality of it is, and I'm just gonna put it, maybe the mistruths of a lot of stuff that happened in the past has something to do with the mistruths and the state of the world that we in today. Could it be? If people are lying to you about everything, how can you deny the probability of other stuff that was considered a myth or a lie or whatever? Now I'm gonna leave it right there. But with that, I just want to get on here this morning and share a little stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to sign off. And hopefully people continue to live with hope, not fear, with love, not fear, with peace, not fear, not war. And also focus on truth. Because that's the only way, what to say, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Any man opens the door, I will come in and sup with them. That represents truth. Jesus represents truth. Light is truth. If you don't accept that shit, how the fuck can you say you running with the light of the world and out here possessing and sharing darkness everywhere? And all this shit that people seem like all of a sudden now it's just cool to do and just put out there, and not only that, trying to force everybody to be like, damn, I'm trying to manipulate me. I don't give a fuck about that shit y'all talking about. If that's what y'all do or whatever, cool. That's you. Be you. You got your right. But I'm not privy to that shit all the time. Stop trying to, hey, resonate with those who resonate with that shit. Just like vice versa, resonate with conversations, with different stuff, debates or whatever, with those who resonate with. That's I just can't see it, man. I just can't see how so many people so dumbed down, man. It don't really matter what community you're in. I know in the Black community, so many of us are fucked up. People can say what they want to say, but a lot of times it ain't always about what you thought was the struggle. That's just part of it. Everybody going through a struggle. Everybody has been going through a fucking struggle. Every fucking person on this planet. Every collective. But yeah, it just dumbfounding when you think of that shit. Like, how can a person, how do people that follow all these folks say they follow them, not even give a clue to the shit that they say and do, or and it took me a minute to understand that. it was times that that never did was a conscious part of my being. But how the fuck can you claim shit like that now and not see the damage that is being caused um, in certain people's names, in certain religious figures' names, in certain religious groups' names, in certain political group names. Everything is being done in the name of something, and it's fucking people up. It's not helping people. Who is it helping? Only people getting helped are the small percentage of people who really are manipulating everything and kind of have their own little subgroups that getting paid and getting their little thing. And everybody else kind of keeping them afloat because these are the people who you have to buy shit from. I don't know, man, but it's crazy. But it's crazy. It's a good crazy. I say this all the time. This shit gotta fall. The collapse of all these fake ass governments and these hegemonies and these fake financial systems. People need to do more research on the Federal Reserve. It's fucked up not only here, it's fucked up in overseas. So it's not something that's just confined it to one area of the planet. This shit is going on in China. Everywhere, some places are a little better off than others, but the United States trying to play the role like they better off than other places is straight up lie. People that dump this goddamn currency so fast, and people over here still running around acting like money is the root of all things. You got that right. It's the root of all evil because that's how they control them motherfuckers. But one thing about it, if people need to do more investment in this, looking in and researching this fake ass financial system, how these banking systems work. Everything was meant to fucking destroy people as they lives and as they generational as they generations began to move on and move on throughout time. Eventually this shit was gonna fucking hit a bump in the road, and it's gonna be too it was gonna be too much of an experience to or a problem to kind of fix. And all this shit has been done because what a lot of us have allowed this shit to happen by not speaking out on shit, not agreeing with shit that was totally fuckery, listening to the fake ass motherfuckers who just because they got a goddamn degree in something and they run for a fucking position and they got what 10 years in this or that, and they get their ass up in some position, and then you sit there and listen to what the fuck they supposed to offer, and then once they get there, everything changed. Wars, weird shit start popping off, all this stuff while these folks getting money and your ass getting hit. But you paying when you take your ass to work, like I said, punch that clock, or when you sit up and you pay property taxes and taxes on this, taxes on that. Same motherfuckers fucking up the energy situation, not only here, but all across the planet. So when people keep whining and bitching and crying about why their bills keep going up, why this keep happening, why that keep happening, that include, and when I say this shit, I'm talking about folks in the communities too, in the black community and all this shit. What? Oh, I can't do this. My shit. Motherfucking clubbing every day. All this shit. Not saying that shit, that's bullshit, but the whole fact is, maybe some of that energy need to be focused on these garbage ass people that keep on acting like they got our best interest. I mean, just saying. Bitching and crying about this shit going up, the gas prices going up, this going up, that going up. And you sitting up here looking at these stupid motherfuckers make proposals and deals and dumb shit happening that you know the effects are going to be felt by you and those around you. So why the fuck are you sitting up here bitching and whining and crying? Take that shit energy. And one thing about it, when you see them folks in DTE and all them shits and them town hall meetings talking shit and raising hell to a point where I'm motherfuckers, oh, we gotta get you out of here. You talk too much. That's what needs to be done. Eventually, they ain't gonna be able to get everybody out because what the fuck? Everybody know they saying true. And just like that AOC shit. How the fuck you gonna scream? That was a perfect example. How the fuck you gonna keep screaming you about the people and all this other shit? Yet you and the Democratic Party constantly sending money overseas to Ukraine during a time when you know nuclear war is on the table. And you know it's some bullshit going on over there. But yet you constantly voting with your party when you claiming you anti-war and all this other shit. And that not only AOC, the rest of them garbage motherfuckers in that squad, including them other I think it's the two other black women. There's a black dude and there's another that the two Muslims, Talita Rashid here, and that other lady in all that bullshit. Talita Rashid got called out here about the dumb shit she keep promoting, dealing with all this crazy shit they're trying to do in schools. Like, since when has it been cool to start talking about sex and gender and all this shit in the school? What the fuck? And you sit here and you act like ain't shit wrong with that shit, and at the same time, a lot of motherfuckers want to sit up and claim, oh, Jesus got us. We gonna get the fuck out of here. Ain't no way in hell, man. No. But hopefully the times will come as we continue to live through this shit, where this stuff will be seen for what it is. So let me shut my ass up, and I just like to say I'm glad I got back on here. It felt good. But I wish everyone peace, prosperity, and the truth. Truth and disclosure to come to everybody, man. So that people would know how to maneuver and operate and navigate in these times, and know who the real threats are, and know who your real allies are, man. Starting with self. People got to start. Once person start looking at other people as themselves, and you start realizing, man, would I want this shit to happen to other people really? When I'm out like that, live and let live, man. People just want to live in peace. People got to really answer that shit. When people start saying they want peace, and they want people to live and let live, people be able to have the ability to do what they need to do, accomplish what they need to accomplish without threats from other people, without the disrespect, and the respect of each other's way of their way of thinking, or however you want to call it, and respect everybody's will, man. Stop imposing shit on other people. They don't want shit to be imposed on them. So with that, I greet you in the greeting words that I came on here with, in the universal words of peace. Midnight, the Battle Cat is back there sleeping, and we'll get back with you at a later time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm saying evening, damn. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Have a blessed day. Peace.